Welcome to another episode of Minneapolis by Night. This is going to be probably a bit longer because I'm going to do some combo scenes to make things a little easier. And that way, kind of get everybody caught up. First, we're going to start off with the introduction for one of my new players' characters. What's his name again?
Alms. Like alms for the poor?
Alms. I won't even ask.
It's in the backstory.
I believe you.
She's got an awesome backstory.
Alms is a gargoyle who has been working with, Ramstail and the others, and Gortak finally decided that it's better with the new prince to at least get him introduced to someone in power, so that way the knowledge is out there.
Gargoyle, with the rock skin and the wings, gargoyle.
Yes.
Right.
He's still technically a vampire. Maybe a bloodline, but it's still a vampire.
Did you note I said right?
So at least he's trying to go by the rules.
I'm on the GM train. Let's do this. Woo woo!
We'll say Gortak managed to talk Alms into meeting Carmine wherever Carmine so chose.
Like on a roof. Like not in public. Because we got this whole masquerade thing.
Good choice.
Okay. You guys meet on Roof X. Take it from there. It's between you two. I'm just watching.
Alright.
What?
So, Alms presents himself, bows to the Seneschal, that is your title, right?
Yep.
And, as he's been taught, begins to recite the traditions of the Camarilla.
Yo, hold on.
Okay.
Stop.
He stops.
What are you doing over here? What is this? What's going on over here? This is a little irregular, I think.
Highly irregular, I believe.
Yeah. So, what do you want from me?
I wish to only serve the Camarilla.
Wish to only serve the Camarilla. So you got no aspirations of yourself. You just want to be I serve things.
For the moment.
You do realize you got this whole issue with the stone and whatnot.
He looks over. Is his sire there, storyteller?
Sure, Gortak will be there.
Alright. He...
Like Gargoyle Jr.
Yeah. Alms is Gargoyle Jr. Gortak is more Gargoyle Senior.
Right.
Yeah. So he goes, I acknowledge you in the name of Prince Crow. Shit.
Alright.
Not you, the big guy. I'm trying to be respectful because he can eat my face and shit.
Gortak just dies.
When you call me up on this roof here, you reciting things, and what's the point here? What can you do for me?
Well, you expressed a concern about my appearance.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah. He demonstrates with the, his first level, how do you say it, Visacara?
Just Ratika.
I'm not going to be able to pronounce that.
Yeah, that's all good.
Gargoyle Superpower A. Moving on.
Yes. Basically, he literally chameleons himself just to show he can't hide.
That's gonna work at the Galleria. How are you gonna eat? You're gonna swoop down on people in the night and crush them with your stone superpowers or something?
If that's what it takes. I prefer a little more subtle method, but...
How the hell are you gonna be subtle? You're a fucking rock guy.
Subtlety of stone, yes.
I'm not trying to disrespect you or nothing, but there's some realistic logistical issues going on here. most vampires, they don't got to worry about the whole I got wings and I'm made out of rock thing. And I'm a freaking bloodline thing that people might freak out on and try and shoot in the face. So you remain low key with your ability to chameleonize. That's your shtick.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what you got. I'm waiting.
He wanted to be proper and introduce himself, so that way he is not hunted or spotted.
Gory.
We are assisting Mr. Ramsdale in his attempts to reclaim the city for the Cameroon.
That's great. How are you assisting? You big fucking flying rock guys.
We are currently in the process of locating the antediluvians in order to safeguard them.
For what? As long as no one knows where they are, they're not a problem.
In order to ensure that nobody finds them.
Yeah, well, if you find them and they track you because you're not, stealthy in any way, shape, or form.
When it comes to the stone, we are more stealthy than you.
The fuck's made out of stone?
Most of the city. He just smiles.
Let me get straight. You got super rock powers. And your super rock powers are going to make it so that nobody sees you. And in using your super rock powers, you're going to locate the thing we don't want people to find.
We were asked to find it by Mr. Ramsdale and to safeguard it.
What are you going to do when the guys that... Okay, look, have you been read in, Mr. G? No disrespect, Alms, but your pops is here. I'm trying to kind of speed things up a little bit. You've been read in. You know what's happening. You know what's going on. You know the plan.
I've been told that we are to keep the Sabbat from gaining any more foothold, to keep the Sabbat from finding the antediluvians, and to keep them from getting the notes. Yes.
The Sabbat don't know what the antediluvians are.
Well, they're not going to find it through us.
Yeah, they would, because you know what I would do? I would wait for the big flying stone guys and just follow them, because that's a lot, big flying stone guys, and see what's going on with that. I'd follow them, and then maybe you find them, and maybe they find them at the same time, and then there's a giant battle. Or everybody remains ignorant.
We're fully equipped to handle the situation if it comes to that. We are using other means in order to mask ourselves and hide our identities.
Okay,
we are not walking around in public. We stay mainly within the Chantry grounds, or we are underground, below the sewers, away from the Nosferatu, so we can do our work.
And this is Alms here. You wanna leg up? You wanna be? What do you wanna be over here?
Gorotak looks at him.
I want a place to belong. And I'll take whatever place I can have to get it.
Okay. So just for my own edification, my understanding. You wanna come and do stuff with the not gargoyles when you're doing stuff when you're a gargoyle. That's your plan.
If my duties require it, yes.
We were assured by Mr. Ramsdale he would work on getting us a spot on the council.
Como que what?
He said as long as we continue to perform our duties and assist the Camarilla in their affairs, he would try and get us a spot on the council. He did not make any guarantees, but he said he would at least try.
What do you want to do on the council?
We would like to have a right to say what goes on in the city, seeing as how we live here too.
Okay. Don't you already have that?
In all fairness to Mr. Ramsdale, the Tremere speak for the Tremere.
You ain't a Tremere. You're a gargoyle. What's the problem?
We don't have a say on the council.
The Tremere have our say.
Who told him that?
The Tremere said that the Tremere have our say.
Fuck them.
I concur.
So you're like vampires, right?
Of course.
Okay, so you're like technically like you're like a little mini clan, like a bloodline or whatever.
Bloodline, yes.
Bloodline
Okay.
would be the best description, yes.
Okay. So like you can eat without them telling you can eat, right?
Correct.
Okay. So like you can like do all your superpowers without them stopping you. As a matter of fact, did you guys pick up and leave a bit ago?
Due to the fact that Eric was an improper
So
assistant of ours.
so if you could leave, what makes you think that they can stop you from having a seat on the council?
We prefer to do this legally and properly rather than fight our way onto the council.
You got no status. You got to get some of that.
That's what we're working on. Hence why Alms here is, presenting
So
himself
Alms
to
wants
those
to
in charge.
gain status so that he can, as a vampire.
None.
Okay. Bestowing your status is a prince thing. But, I'm here, so, like. Alright. You have presented yourself to the prince. You want to be treated as a vampire. In good
Yes.
standing, a normal kindred. Here's the problem, kid. You looked in a mirror lately?
Daily, yes.
You understand the problem?
Same problem that inflicts the Nosferatu.
No, not really. They got 2 arms, 2 legs, no wings. I'm a realist, kid. How many of you guys are there? You don't want to tell me
11
you don't.
total.
11 total. There's more you guys than some clans in this town.
We're aware of that. But we've made no move, and we have infringed on nobody's territory. We've ensured that.
You let these freaking D&D guys run you?
Originally, Mr. Ransdale has since altered the agreement to more benefit us.
Hey man, I gotta tell you, you get caught, you get seen, you get whatever. The same thing affects you. If you are gonna be treated as a kindred of the city, you gotta abide by the same rules.
Of course.
Korchak looks at him.
However, the same rights and responsibilities. You do realize, with your acceptance as a kindred, you are considered a kindred in the city. You have right to the hunting grounds and all that, right?
Yes, I understand this.
What that means is, this Tremere guy, he can't tell you what to do.
Technically, he doesn't.
I have no
He's
intention of
asked us.
allowing my freedom to be infringed by the Tremere.
He has asked us for assistance, is what he has done. He no longer orders us around.
Hey, I
He's
can't.
treating us, in his eyes, as close to equals as I'm sure he can.
All right, man. You know what? You get caught, you get staked. You okay with that?
And he
Yes.
looks at Alms.
You you present yourself in public or whatever you want to, kind of, beat your chest and say you're free and all that stuff, and walk into the council chambers. That's a problem. You get that, right? You can't just fly into a club and be like, I'm there. Like, you can't do that.
I understand this.
Yeah, and still, you want to have all the issues of being one of us walking around the city. It's a pretty good gig this Tremere guy going for you. You alright? You're kind of breaking away from the pack and all.
Freedom is greater than what I'm losing.
I just have my head over this. Alright. So, is Rainsdale your Primogen guy, or is this guy here your Primogen guy?
Being as we're a bloodline, technically we have no primogen, but for our bloodline, I guess I would be the elder of the group.
So you're the elder. You're the elder of the gargoyles it.
He nods.
Do you wish to take responsibility for this one, or are you gonna let him fly on his own?
I will teach him what he needs to know in order to survive in the city, to not violate the terms.
Alms, you got a cell phone?
Not yet.
Should probably get you one of those. You
I'll
drive?
manage that. Yeah.
You know how to drive?
I was human once.
What?
Does it?
What you would? What?
Not all of us were created through Tremere rituals. We can create our own children.
No disrespect. Stay the fuck away from your teeth and your fangs and your weirdness and all that. Stay away.
We have no plans on turning other kindred.
I'm gonna have to make. Can I get that in writing?
Sure.
Or you want to do it old school?
We can do it old school.
Is it gonna fuck me up?
Might make you feel a little weird for a while, maybe a little stronger.
Whatever. Let's do this.
He pulls out a small dagger, cuts his stony hand, holds it out.
I'm like, man, see your knife? Freako.
Hands it to him.
We do it old school.
Okay.
Like, oh God, my. You know, my grandpa, he made grappa, whatever. He made this little homemade wine or whatever. Oh God. Throw up. Don't throw up. I'm good. Alright, so, Alms, you're in. Don't get caught, don't fuck up. Whatever Rainsdale's got you guys doing, I can't stand in the way. Although, I would suggest you not do that, because it seems kind of retarded. But, hey, it's his plan. I can't stop him. You guys are still following his orders.
He's made a request. And we've offered to oblige him.
Might you not speak to him on said thing? And voice my concerns.
We could always say that we have yet to locate him and take a really long time.
This sits well with me.
Thought you might.
You guys, errors in
We realize the danger of an antediluvian. Bad enough sleeping under the city, but an antediluvian that could be in the hands of anyone.
Gore, as an elder, you may claim a domain.
He pulls out a map, points to a location just on the outskirts of the city.
It will be duly noted that this is your domain.
Not.
Your hunting grounds. Anyone who infringes upon that, they gotta deal with me. You know who I am?
From what I heard, you are Carmine, the seneschal of the new prince of Minneapolis.
A fact we'd like for the rest of you not to know. Here's the thing. I got a job for you too.
Okay.
I'll pay you though.
Well, we're getting paid in one way or another from this arrangement, but we'll always take side contracts.
Hey, here's the deal. All the other soupies or whatever that are around here, I need to know where they are. I got a plan.
Okay.
And for that I need their locations. You don't gotta see, you don't gotta talk to them. You don't gotta spot them. I just need to know where they're staying at.
Are you referring to the will workers and the shifters?
Yeah, them guys. I need to know where they are.
No.
That's it. What's your rates?
From information such as that, he gets 40,000 points to Alms.
He gets 40,000 what?
Dollars.
Pesos?
Dollars.
Alms look honestly just horrified. That is more money than he's ever had in his entire life.
You want 40 G's?
I would love 40 G's.
40,000 liters of blood. Holy shit.
Okay, you get 40 G's, but he's got no IDs or whatever. Is your old guy dead, or are you still you on paper?
We can arrange for him to be someone else on paper.
Don't need to if the other guy isn't known as dead. Still a perfectly good identity.
He's
I
still
don't
young.
even know if
so-
anyone cares that I'm dead.
Yeah, he's still
If
young.
anyone even...
His history is not really worrisome.
Yeah, but he had like a driver's license and stuff. You know, that can be useful.
Mm-hmm.
I said I know how to drive, now that I had a driver's license.
This is not helpful, Alms. But all right, I'll get you an ID. 40 G's it is. You drive a hard bargain. Like I'm bargaining over here.
And we will get you the locations of where the other Supies tend to congregate.
You seen the map?
You're not.
Okay, that map, I'm gonna need to know, do they pay any particular interests to any of those places?
Very well.
It'll be done.
You guys apparently hide better than the rest of us, so do that. And I'm gonna get off this roof because this is fucking creepy.
Yeah, because Gortak is about 8 feet. Yeah.
And like you're like letting people tell you what to do. This is fucking with me. It really is. You're like crush somebody's face over here. What the fuck's the problem?
Very well. We will get working on that immediately. As soon
Hey,
as we have
if you
the
crush somebody's
information, we will
face,
pass it to
tape
you.
it.
Can I do what?
If you crush somebody's face, you know, let me know. I mean, I'd like to hear that story or whatever.
Sure.
Okay, kid. One day you get to be a badass. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna be like 8 feet tall and shit.
I don't think I'll ever grow 8 feet tall, but crushing face, yeah, I can do that.
You're aces, kid. You're aces. Get some DVDs, maybe some internet. It'd be awesome.
What's the internet?
Get off the roof now. Off the roof. Fly somewhere and get a life.
I will update him on recent.
He's about to have $40,000. You waste my fucking money, I'm gonna get pissed.
The money will be well spent.
Let him live a little.
Big screen TV.
Kids got
With
priorities.
Netflix.
And a
We will
Roku.
get him. We will get him worked out.
Alright. Later, Big G. I'm out of here.
You know.
Fucking kid doesn't know what the fuck it means.
All right. There you go. Now
Alright.
Josh has been officially introed, as odd as that was.
Not how I was expecting it to go down, but
What'd you think was gonna happen?
typical Ventru bullshit, yeah.
I mean, he's not a typical venture.
I was informed, but I didn't know it was that untypical of a Ventru.
Now you know. Now you have experienced firsthand Carmine.
The funny thing is that Alexander's so much more of a typical Ventru, even though that he's still not the typical one. And compared to Carmine, he looks fucking tame.
I just think that was funny. I can't use a freeze fix. I mean,
Yes, I mean the Italian rocket fuel. That shit's horrible, Holly.
Yes, it is. I agree.
I drank a whole bottle of it on my birthday. It's pretty good.
Mi dispiace, mi dispiace.
Josh, that probably explains a lot about your number of brain cells remaining.
I'm gonna need some more alcohol if I'm gonna deal with this. Hang on.
yeah, after all, he has to deal with you on a daily basis, Matt, so, we already know how many brain cells he has left.
See? See, I destroy people from the inside.
I don't do nothing. I'm a nice vampire. The rest of you guys are bastards.
Alright, out of curiosity, is just, once we get Holly's stuff done, does anybody else need anything absolutely done? I mean, I know Matt needs to do a scene where he gets the information and stuff like that.
Well, if Holly's willing to do some work, the Sept of the Iron Tower would like to do some stuff tonight.
That's up to Holly if you want to do that.
Right. Well, I know I have a scene of sorts planned for later.
Cons, aren't it? Well, I'm getting out of here so she can get a show on the road.
All right, see you, Mark.
Alrighty, do we need to drop out?
Yeah, so she can get this stuff done since we're still, live. So I'll just need recorded.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, if you guys drop out, I'll open up another one after we're done. And that way we'll get everything caught up. And that way this one can load while we're fucking around.
Alright, sounds good. Yeah, you'll just have to pester Josh once he gets back.
Sorry, I'm a pain. I focus better when I'm doing my research stuff by myself. It's nothing personal.
So, yeah,
Oh,
It's a focus
fine.
issue.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to double check.
problem solved.
Later. There you go. Alright, later.
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 All right, Myrcella.
Okay. Let's see.
I have to ask this. When you separated the bodies that you know died of this strange virus, how are you dressed?
I was actually very specific about that in the blue book.
Were you? Did I miss it?
Let's see. Let's see. She separates the virus-infected corpses from the others upon investigation, and drains the non-infected corpses of their blood, storing it naturally in blood bags in a refrigerated unit prepared for transfer.
But
Should
how
something
were you
happen, there'd be
dressed?
backup of blood. Hold on.
Just get to how you were dressed. That's all.
Oh yeah, okay. It's the next paragraph. Go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fully covering her hands, arms, wearing a mask, goggles, etc. She was not
Okay.
going to risk infection.
Okay.
Yeah. So she is covered.
Okay. All right. Well, from what you've been able to ascertain, this is unlike anything you've ever seen. I mean, first of all, the fact that it seems to only be affecting kindred is a huge, or kindred blood at least, because ghouls are being affected.
Yeah, it's one of these. He said was
Yeah, there was one human.
right.
I don't think you have the microbiology degree to determine exactly its specific origins or the differences between the two. But you are able to determine that from what you gather from all the information you've attained is the human was the first. He was the first casualty of this. And he is the only human casualty of this.
Okay. Are there
Everyone else is a
any
ghoul or kindred?
a ghoul or a kindred? Okay. Now I am gonna look to see just to check if there are any marks indicating that this person has been fed on.
No. No marks.
Okay. So whoever, yeah, people were smart if they did do this, but so okay. So it's the only straight mortal.
There have been mortals who have come down with a strange virus, but after a 48-hour incubation period, it just seems to disappear.
Okay, and this is one that's
However, in 48 hours for ghouls and vampires, they die. Final death.
okay. Cute.
Well, for ghouls, it's just death. But
Like I said, I think I said I wanted to have the blood tested for anything weird.
there's a lot of big,
Yeah,
high-tech terms that I don't even know. So,
yeah.
a lot of microbiological terms that insert here. Basically, what it boils down to is there is no known recorded version of this virus in the history of humankind
Okay.
that they have record of.
Okay, so not this one directly, but are there anything like similar, like as far?
Closest, at least for the human wise, was it's a very old but very weak strain of Ebola.
Okay.
The human just happen to have a crappy immunity system. But what's affecting the others is something completely unique. To quote the one who actually did the test, your geek people in there, they say specifically it looks as if it was engineered.
Okay.
By who they don't know.
So bioweapon.
Yeah, I mean they're saying this looks like a bioweapon attack. This is, by the way, this is all before the CDC shows up. Shortly afterwards, you'll be, watched closely by the CDC because this shit's dangerous.
Right.
But that's what you've been able to ascertain with,
Okay,
with
because
the knowledge that
like I
you're
said,
holding.
because I know that the CDC is probably going to get involved when this starts coming in. I'm going to make sure I have my samples, like
Mhm.
that I can have, like of my own accord, because
Okay.
I know that there's a lab at the compound / a little room that I can utilize for that.
Yes.
So I'm going to make sure I have private samples.
Okay.
So, and there's some obviously here, but I'm taking some.
Even though the lab couldn't fully analyze it, what they've been able to determine is apparently it is highly contagious.
Okay.
It doesn't take much in order to catch it. Those affected, now mind you, the lab has no idea. They don't have any idea about kindred or ghouls, so they're just going.
Right.
Those affected seem to have a unique blood structure that this virus seems to particularly target. Those without it just get, really sick for 48 hours and then boom, they're better.
Okay. Okay. Let's see, I think, yeah. Nasty virus, huh? And there's nothing off besides that about the bodies. Can I get a better look at that to see if there's any other effects that this might have on the body besides sickness? Specifically the kindred one. I mean, we know what it does.
We'll say.
I do want to look at the human one too to compare them.
Mm-hmm.
But
we'll say. I'm trying to figure out the role for this because it's an odd mix. It's kind of like a perception investigation and then intelligence medicine is basically what the roles will be. Perception investigation to just kind of
or perception medicine. Perception medicine is a role too.
Yeah, do perception medicine then. Use your combo. That will.
It makes more sense for what it is. Anyway.
Have you looking over the body and then specifically looking for things. Difficulty is still going to be a little high because you're trying to be very anal about it and trying to find any spot on the body.
Joey's crap. Come on. All right.
So we'll say difficulty, make it an 8 to really pick up on anything.
7 dice. Diff 8.
Yep. It's not going to be easy to spot.
You're not going to let me drop willpower, are you?
You can if you want, but it's going to be very hard to explain.
Well, I'm still I'm going to drop 1.
All right.
Just watch this be the roll that I botch on, and that 1 will save me from botching. Oh, hey, I have 2 with that willpower dropped.
So, it takes you a while, but you manage to find that there are literally no marks to indicate like they were injected or anything like that. But you can see that it seems on the that this particular kindred seemed to have fed up someone recently. Not, surprising. Kindred.
Right. Is there a way to? Oh well, I wonder if there's a way to tell through the blood samples if there's 2 different You see where I'm going,
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah.
Yes, there are. I'll just save time and energy. Yes, there are.
Okay.
And in the secondary sample, there are 2 samples on his teeth. In the secondary sample is where you picked up a small trace of it.
Is there a way to trace if this person's blood is in the system, or
let's see.
They should be found.
See if they're in this system. Not everybody. Oh, you luck out! They're in the system.
Okay. So who is this individual?
A former con man. He's gone to jail for various things, but they were all not major things, so it wasn't a big deal. But he's a former con man. He's said to have operated, and where they've mostly arrested him is in Gangrel territory, which you would know. When you read the description of where he's at, that's Gangrel territory.
Okay. Okay.
Only a few arrests were made in Anarch territory.
Most recent arrest?
The most recent arrest was in Gangrel territory, which was several months ago, long before this virus seemed to suddenly appear.
Okay. And I'm guessing you don't have a name for him right off the bat.
Joe Smith.
Okay, Joe Smith.
Generic red shirt number 482.
Yeah, Joe Smith. Joe Smith.
Joe Smith.
It's in there. I'm adding notes to my blue book. You obviously don't have to answer those. That's just for my own reference, so I don't forget. All right. So there's that blood sample from that guy, and that's the infected sample. Okay.
Like I said, it looks like he had, from what you can tell, since you're a kindred, you would know that he fed off two different people.
Okay, so I'll check the other one too.
For some reason, that's unusual as well. I mean, usually they don't feed off two different people unless there's a reason that they had to stop. Usually they get enough to make them last, and they're fine. But for some reason, this guy either got hungry or whatever, weird craving, who knows.
Okay, yeah.
First one is clean. It was just a normal person.
Right.
Their DNA is not in the system, so they don't have a record.
Yep.
Or not hold some kind of office.
Okay.
Joe Bob off the street, apparently.
Okay, so we've looked over the body for anything weird. I actually do want to look over the human body, because obviously the mortal body operates different than a kindred body does.
Yep.
So
the mortal body has full use of every organ in their body. The immortal body does not.
Yep.
Ghouls are slightly different. They're kind of like half dead. So they operate on a whole different system. They're closer to mortals, though, so that's why. But they still have kindred blood in them. The mortal is pretty much normal, other than this particular virus. As I said, the lab pretty much, dictated that, pretty much stated that from what it looks like, sample A, which was from the human, was like they put it as, we believe this seems like an early trial run, but we cannot be certain until we have more to test with. We need samples of kind of like in between. AKA getting, someone who's sick right now would be beneficial. They do say that even in all the other samples, the virus seems to be breaking down once it's completed its task, for lack of a better term. AKA, once it's killed the kindred, it breaks down.
And so basically, if it attaches itself to like full living blood, it's a blood related virus, or is it or can we tell if it's something else?
Blood. They can't tell how exactly it gets transferred. They know that from what they've been able to tell, it seems highly contagious. You actually find out that one of the scientists working on it ended up, having a suit leak, and he ended up getting sick. But 48 hours later, he's fine. Suffered from a little sickness.
From him.
They did. I mean, they're still working on it to try and figure it out. Their bigger priority was making sure he didn't die.
Right.
Kind of important thing.
Right. What were the effects that he had? Just standard flu symptoms?
He had what sounded like standard flu symptoms. I mean, they were a bit more harsh, but nothing major.
Okay, so they're just harsher than standard flu syndrome
Yeah.
symptoms.
Like a hard, like a pretty vicious, a real persistent, flu is basically what they chalk it up to.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I know that I have to try to contact a microbiologist, apparently. And I also, but hey, lo and behold, I received a letter from somebody wanting to discuss this as well. So I'll refer to said letter. But I do believe if I can't find anything more off of these bodies with what I know at this point, I kind of have to let the rest of the lab do their work as well. So, okay, I'm just making sure. Okay. So how did it? Is there a difference in the actual, like, as far as the mortal tissues versus obviously the vampire ones, like as like the organs as far as appearance or anything off besides the obvious?
Other than the fact that obviously the mortal tissue, the mortal organs and stuff seem
Living
to
and
be
dead.
affected like a virus. You know, other than that, there was no real effect. Um, they don't know what the body looked like. They only get samples, so they can only tell you what they saw from the samples.
Yeah.
From the samples, they said what it seems like is it seems like it targets dead or half dead cells and basically uses them to catch a ride to the rest of the body. And it basically just works its way through that. Which in the vampire is everything.
Right. Right. Hey. And nothing looks off or weird on either of them. Just
No,
appearance wise, no. Okay.
no. I mean, if you saw these, people walking around, you wouldn't know they had any kind of virus unless they were like coughing and, hacking in front of you. But they look completely fine. I mean, there's no outward symptoms other than, flu, tends to present itself as just,
Okay.
vomiting.
So I need to find out how it is transmitted for sure. All right. Here's a good question. What are there? I mean, obviously, people are going in and getting sick if the CDC is getting involved. People are going in to see their doctors, etc. What are other doctors saying about this virus? Same
They
thing
have,
that I found.
yeah, they have no clue what's going on. I mean, they're sending all their stuff off to labs and stuff to try and determine because, this is highly unusual. Obviously, the ghouls of kindred have to be very careful, who they go to. So only certain, there are many doctors who won't report anything because of their
Right.
affiliation. But the mortals who are getting affected, um, basically they're going in, getting a virus. The doctors prescribe what they can, the typical antibiotics. Um, but even the antibiotics they had don't seem to be working.
I
It
find
just
out where
seems.
it came from / who created it.
Mhm.
Uh, to find out how it operates. That'll be helpful. It takes 48 hours. Okay. So, yeah, finding out how it's transmitted is the big one. And where it came from. Might be handy. to find out if any of these people traveled anywhere similar, etc., etc.
Good
In
idea.
those regards, so like I said, we don't know. We don't know if it started. I mean, it's obviously hit Minneapolis recently, but did it start here? Who knows? It could have started somewhere else. Somebody could have brought something back with them.
Doctors are taking a look. There is no known virus of this kind anywhere else in the world.
Okay, so so it probably originated here. Who knows?
That's what most doctors and scientists are assuming at this point, is that it somehow originated here. But of course, naturally,
Naturally, I mean, who knows if it's being caught by kindred elsewhere or whatever, the kindred obviously aren't gonna make that known.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, ooh, yeah, that'll have to be something I do when I leave the office. I can't do that here. It has to be done privately. I'm gonna make a phone call. But hell, I'm gonna give him one more look over it, because as I'm trying to ponder it, because that's just what I do.
Perception investigation.
Okay, so 5. Two.
You find through their personal effects, they all had a matchbook or a napkin from the Gilded Swan.
Had a matchbook or napkin.
I mean, it varies, but they're all,
The Gilded
Swan.
Gilded Swan. Okay. Can I do a quick research on the computer of the Gilded Swan?
Sure.
Okay. Literal wits computers, intelligence computers.
Intelligence computer should work.
Okay. Hey, 2, an 8, and a 10.
Okay. Gilded Swan is a middle class bar and lounge. From the area it's in, that's Torador controlled. And that's the Torador's domain. So.
Okay. It's just a middle class bar and a lounge.
Yeah.
Nothing special.
No.
Okay.
It hasn't gotten a bad rep. Food's okay. It's not pristine, but it's good.
Okay.
Really been no issues.
Okay. So that's the only thing that they have in common.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, they all kind of came from different circles. Well, at least what's recorded for some.
Could just be a coincidence. Could be more.
Could be.
Mm-hmm. I guess I need to wait on the lab to do their thing. So, what the hell? I will take a break from this. Who knows? Maybe my mind will come up with something new in regards to this virus. It's good for the brain to take a break. I guess Julian wanted to have a chat.
Yeah.
So if he's able, I'll deal with that and maybe, who knows, I might come up with something else or something may be brought to my attention. Who knows, Might just have an epiphany.
never know.
That's usually what happens when you take a break. So.
Alright, you go see Julian.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, as you get into his office, he, as you sit down. I've been thinking a lot about it,
About?
and about the leadership of the family here in the city.
All right. What about it? She's really like questioning this because obviously he's the leadership of the family.
I think it's better for all involved if I step down and only stay as an advisor.
Why do you say that?
I have my reasons.
Okay.
You are next in line. You can choose to you can choose not to accept this, and I will stay in power, but I feel it's better for all involved if I merely become an advisor.
All right, but I'm just trying to understand why you feel that way, I guess. I mean, I know you said this was something you didn't want from the up and get-go, but
That had a lot to do with it, but it's the fact that I cannot perform my duties and duties both to the clan and to my sire at the same time. As an advisor, at least I have the ability to step away from the city and handle other things.
I see.
And for some reason, the elders of the clan have decided that maybe it's better I do take this position. They have agreed that it is better for everyone.
Okay.
I've made a deal. If I step down and allow you to take the spot, there will be there are promises that are put into play that would protect those I've been trying to protect.
Do I dare? I don't. Oh man, do I dare ask?
You, Lorenzo, and my sire would be protected from fallout.
From the fallout?
That might happen if I stayed in power. Apparently, I've been made aware that there are current machinations within the family that are working against me. And that if given that choice, and if I step down, those machinations can be halted.
I try to roll something to figure out what the fuck
Sure.
he's talking about.
Sure, you can try.
What would be the appropriate
Good question.
God, like, 'cause I'm not really trying to see if he's telling me the truth or not. I'm just trying to like more figure out what the fuck he's trying to get at. Like I mean, Holly has an idea, and Myrcella thinks she does, but
Hmm.
that's not a question. That's not something you blatantly just say
No.
somebody what I'm thinking. So this mostly, I'm assuming, has to do with his sire. Correct? On an OOC note?
Yeah.
Okay. So what? Maybe intelligence, Giovanni lore?
That would work.
Intelligence, kindred lore, something.
I'll say intelligence Giovanni lore since it's specifically a family matter.
Yep. Dropping Will on this one because this is going to drive me insane. Well, I had one. Plus that Will, so two.
It's enough to figure out that, yeah, this probably has something to do with his, sire.
Oh, quote unquote, ha 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 ha. His sire?
More appropriately, his connection to his sire. And probably some of the various things he's done so far. It's probably opened up some doors.
Some questions.
Mm-hmm. Here's the real fun part. The thing that's really bugging at you is how can he guarantee that no repercussions will be brought against anyone?
Well, yeah, and that one I'm not so blatantly afraid to ask. So how can you be absolutely certain that nothing will come of whatever?
I have it on good authority from someone in a much more powerful position that they would ensure all efforts were thwarted.
And Myrcella in the back of her mind is thinking, and it's an elder's job to play those kind of games too.
Now, the funny thing is, all kindred within the city were given the same open boon.
Huh?
There are powerful kindred within the city that have offered all kindred within the city a chance to ask for one thing.
All right. And that's what you asked for?
They will probably be coming to see you shortly. Mind you, you can ask for just about anything within reason. They will tell you whether or not they can grant it. If they can, then once they are done, they will leave. If they can't, then they will tell you to choose something else.
All right.
This is one thing they could do. I'm not quite sure why they specifically chose it this way. They specifically said you had to accept the position.
In order for
Mind
them.
you, Mind you, if you accept this position, you take all rights and responsibilities as Don of the Giovanni within the city. I will merely be your advisor. I will be here to assist, and that is all I am able to do.
She's sitting there like pondering this one because it's like, oh, fuck. That was not the conversation I was expecting to have after being elbowed deep in infected corpses.
You know, I was just going to download this episode.
Huh?
Talking to Christina.
Oh, I was like, what?
Yeah, she's watching Teen Wolf right now.
Oh.
I told her I'm just gonna, because I've been downloading all the episodes to catch up. Finally on at least the right season, so I only got a few more episodes to go before we're actually caught up to this one.
All right. Now, see, here's what I've been trying to work out with my Giovanni lore. I obviously know who his sire is
Mm-hmm.
via Giovanni history, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
So, in all technicality, her sire wasn't even a Giovanni in anything but name.
Correct.
So, yes, they're only Giovanni in name.
No,
That's-
remember, her sire was an actual Giovanni.
Yes, but I'm talking about clan-wise. At that point, if I am reading correctly, hold on. Seriously? Come on. Sorry. See, date on this has to be very clear. Jeebus.
1444 is when Claudius Giovanni
Did it, yes.
did it. So technically, that is when they actually became a clan.
Right. No.
And ironically, Claudius technically isn't a Giovanni.
That's what I'm getting at. He
Yeah.
technically isn't. So by embrace,
He's a Cappadocian, actually.
she's technically by his embrace a Cappadocian as well. You see where
Correct.
that's where I'm going. So she's Julian's sire. Yes, he is a Giovanni in name and technical family, but by clan,
Yeah.
he's not. That's what I've been trying to get at.
Yeah, that's what breaks it down and makes it so weird.
Yes. And that's why, see, this is the deduction. This is why he's acting the way he's acting. This is why he and Mariana think the way they think, besides her being stabbed in the back. They aren't like...
Well, she was embraced just to be a fucking,
to be a snack, yeah. Or a
Yeah.
distraction tactic,
Yeah, that would make a few people a little pissed off.
Yeah. No. And yes, I totally get that. Now, I think it's actually quite ironic considering that he's passing this on to me.
But you're an actual Giovanni member. That's the difference. That's probably the end runaround they can work with.
Right.
The fact that you're an actual Giovanni as opposed to Julian and Mariana and
Yeah.
one who is actually more Cappadocian than they are.
Yeah, and considering I know that technically someone would pay a lot of money to have that.
Yeah.
But they're on my side, so I'm not, and I have nothing against them personally, obviously, so that's not my maneuver. So if it saves him trouble.
And he said it guaranteed that Lorenzo would be safe.
Yep.
That Giovanni would not pursue him. Who this guy is who this person is that has that kind of pull to stop the
Whole
basically,
clan.
Yeah.
And
the whole
family.
clan from finding, from pursuing is pretty impressive.
Right.
There aren't many who can do that.
It's very, very true. Well, I mean, if that's insured, and that's what you actually want.
You know, it's
Fine.
very well. See him pick up his cell phone. See him text real quick.
Oh,
It has been made known to the Giovanni that you are now the new Don of Minneapolis.
Oh, all right. Goody. Do you have anything else you wanted to discuss?
Lorenzo came back and said he needed his car cleaned. When our guys cleaned it, they said they found traces of blood and other things in his car. But here's the weird thing.
And other things? I don't want to.
Blood, sputum, stuff like that. But they said the weird thing is it wasn't in the driver's seat where, since Lorenzo's, brushes lately, it's kind of expected. They found it in the passengers.
Okay. Did they keep what they cleaned it up with?
No. They got rid of it. They didn't think anything of it. They just figured bring it to my attention just in case. I asked Lorenzo about it. He just said he picked up a friend who had gotten in some trouble.
Like, how much blood did they find? How much are they
From
talking?
what they were able to determine, it seemed like whoever this friend was had gotten into some serious issues.
Okay.
We were able to track the GPS of his car. He dropped whoever it was off at the storm curl.
Okay. She gets like an actual like knowing look, like, okay, she knows that he has interactions with the shifters, so
Once I found out where he dropped them off, I kind of put two and two together. So. But the others do not know.
No. Well, I know he has one of them amongst his friends, so
Well, again, I
guess we'll
don't know what
That's
happened,
about it.
nor am I going to push it about it. I figured if he wanted to say something, he'd say something.
It's true. All right. This car is a bloody mess.
It wasn't too bad. I mean, they cleaned it up. It's all fine and dandy now. But I just figured I'd let you know.
All right. He wasn't hurt or anything, was he?
Not
Besides
that they can
what I
tell.
fixed up?
No, not that they can tell. It looked like he just picked somebody up who was.
Okay.
And from where he dropped him off, I can assume.
Very well. I'll go talk to my kid and see what's up.
Well, he gets up. This is your place, and this is your spot now. He actually goes to his top drawer, puts a folder on top, closes the drawer, and just walks out of the room.
He's like, get me the fuck out of here. And yeah, now I just look around like, holy shit. This just happened.
Yep.
Though naturally,
Does curiosity get to you about the folder?
yeah.
Okay. As you open it, it's all the paperwork with your name on it. The house, the various businesses he owns.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait.
He keeps a couple, but the majority of the businesses within the city you are now in control of.
Jesus Christ. What businesses do I need to add to my keep an eye on shit list?
I'll have to get you the list. I mean, he's got his hands in a lot of pockets, so I'll have to get you a direct list.
Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh. He just, like, gets up and leaves. Everything in the office.
It's your office.
Oh, so I have access to look at things I've never had access to before.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent, excellent. that curiosity will get to me later. Yeah, so I need to find Lorenzo. He's probably in his room.
Yep.
Okay.
Switch to him.
How many overlays am I going to make you use today?
I don't know. Go through quite a few. No, he's up in his room, just as usual, drinking his energy drink.
All right, well, naturally, I'm going to knock on the door. I'm not just going to barge in. He's a 16-year-old kid. Enough said.
He goes, come in.
Hey. Pop open the door, naturally.
Mom, what can I do for you?
Oh, what? Can't I just come in and say hi?
No, I know you've been busy lately with work.
Yeah, I need. Yeah. I had to step away from that. My brain had enough. Enough is enough. I'll go back to it. Not worried about it now.
Okay. Well, you usually don't come in here unless you have to talk to me, so get out what you need to get out.
All right. What have you been up to?
Drive around the city, getting a feel for it. Picked up a
Helping.
friend, dropped her off.
What happened to your friend?
Not quite sure. Passed, honestly.
I hear that there was a very there's a lot of blood.
Well, she was wounded, yes.
You weren't involved. You just
Other than picking her up, no, I just picked her up. I happened to see her on the side of the road looking a bit worse for wear. I decided I'd just give her a ride. That way she was able to save her. I dropped her off where she wanted to go. That was it.
okay.
I recognized her through one of my insertions.
Yes, yeah. As long as you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're involved. Just don't want you getting hurt again and any more trouble.
Yeah, I don't want to either.
How is that wound, by the way?
Yeah, it's healing.
Good. Well, you are safe to do as you please now. Fully,
Okay.
without any worry. Family is going to leave you alone.
Interesting. I don't think I even want to know how that got arranged. Probably the less I know, the better.
We'll just leave it at Julian made a deal and I had to take his position in order for it to work.
Whoa, so you're like top dog in the city now, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the conversation I expected to have coming over here tonight, but I guess I'm not really sure what conversation I expected to have in the first place. It certainly wasn't that.
So is it true there's some kind of viral outbreak?
That's what I've been looking into. It's mind numbing.
Hmm.
The same things keep popping up over and over again.
Oh, well.
Doesn't affect humans all that much other than a severe cold.
But see, that's where I vary a little bit, now, isn't it? You see my concern now?
He shouldn't be a ghoul.
Mm-mm.
Huh?
But no, he's not. But you wouldn't know how it would affect him because he does, technically, in a sense, have the Giovanni blood, which could be diluted and thankfully could be the one saving grace he has. But I mean, you haven't encountered any shifters or anything, so you don't know if it affects other supernaturals. All you've encountered right now are ghouls.
Right. Yeah. Touche.
I mean, I don't think it affects me because technically I am, you know, I should be safe, but I don't know.
Unfortunately, there's not much that's really all that known about it.
No, I don't usually go into those
No.
parts of town, so I should be safe.
She just like looks at him like, "How do you know this?"
I pay attention.
Yeah. I mean, I found one of the bodies is an infected human, but I don't know. This virus is really, really weird. I think it's actually a bioweapon.
Makes sense. It's an easy way to take out your enemies. It has been used throughout the ages to as a threat more than anything. But occasionally, there's still a question as sometimes
We don't know
whether or
how
not it was.
we don't know how it's transmitted, really, we know that it's blood related. We just don't know how it's transmitted, like how you catch it.
Well, to be honest, if it was me, I'd make it airborne.
Right?
But if you're specifically trying to target certain groups of individuals, aside from all the, microbiology degree you'd have to have, and the, genetics and all that,
Yeah.
I would say the only other way to do it is, of course, through blood. It's the easiest way.
Yeah,
I mean, you just have to
especially
make sure
when
it hits
the
the right
only
person.
people it's actually killing are ghouls and kindred.
Well, then I would say that it sounds like somebody out there is,
Targeting.
and that someone out there is a walking carrier.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, they've proven in many viruses time and time again that, usually as many places have put it, patient zero, is usually unaffected. And they may not even know they have it. So they could be very well walking around town spreading it and not even realize it.
Right.
I mean, is it through blood? Maybe. Could it be through saliva? Well, it's an easy way to do it. I mean, there are a ton of ways you can, technically pass it. It's just
It doesn't look like any of these people have been injected with anything, so I'm guessing it's something.
Or even worse.
With or consumed.
Or even worse. Somebody is spiking people's stuff.
Well, that does.
I mean, if you think about it, it's a great way to do it. You just have to be in the right place at the right time. So basically, since you said it's really only killing ghouls and kindred. I would say that they're probably targeting known kindred hangouts or even possible places where kindred are.
Well, both of them had things from a bar called the Gilded Swan.
That's a Tordor run establishment.
Wow, wow, I don't know. It's the fucked up conversations that
these two have.
These two have. There's Giovanni.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a Tordor run place.
Yeah. But so far I haven't had any other. Well, have I actually had any other infected bodies other than the originals?
Well, if it's a ghoul or a kindred, it's not exactly like they're going to run to the hospital.
Right.
Oh, there'd be a lot to explain. Hey, you have no heartbeat. What's wrong with that? Or ghouls, if I recall correctly, their heartbeat is a bit slower. And they have a more unique makeup than us humans. So, yeah, I don't think you'd want to, a little masquerade breach there would be kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
So obviously they know what they're doing and they know who they're targeting, which is probably a scary aspect of that.
Why do you think she does what she does? I'm the doctor that they can go to without going to the hospital.
Now the real question is, probably what you should do is begin looking for other doctors in the city that specialize in unique cases, aka those who only cater to kindred and ghoul affairs.
Right.
I can imagine there's probably at least 5 or 6, I would assume, probably more in a city this size, that are either ghouled or, carefully protected and allowed to know certain things as long as they continue doing their job.
Yeah, this whole virus.
I mean, just my opinion, but that would be where I'd start looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
And probably recommend that the police department begin tracing the whereabouts of all these victims.
Yep.
And see if maybe there's more than one spot. Because, I mean, if it was, let's just say, for instance, since they all have the common denominator to the Gilded Swan, if it was, in particular, the Gilded Swan, you would think there'd be more cases, at least within the Tordor clan.
Right.
I mean, that's a good way to wipe out an entire clan.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, let's see. This may have spread into the Gangrel or Anarch areas, but this is, I doubt it, but one of the bodies said of the victims I was at least able to name, and it was a con man that operated out of those areas, but that was before this. It's hard to say what currently, but I mean, if people tend to stay in types of areas they're used to. I feel comfortable in. So.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Oof. Yeah, that being said, I suppose I bet the sheriff would like to know that.
Might be a good idea for them to know that.
Yeah.
Seeing as how they're in charge of protecting the city, if they're not doing their job, then maybe a new sheriff needs to be put into place.
Okay. Yeah, Julian had made mention of you coming in with blood in your car, and I just wanted to check on you.
No, I'm fine. Like I said, it wasn't. None of it was mine.
Why didn't your friend go to a hospital?
I'm gathering from where I dropped her off at. She probably has a reason not to.
She
Many
just
questions?
she just kind of she's not even trying to hide the fact that, yeah, I know. Why do you think I asked that question?
I mean, I could be wrong. It could have been just a relative of theirs, but who knows? I don't know. I didn't
On an OOC
exactly
note,
ask for a blood
on
sample.
an OOC note, Will,
Yeah.
he would know. She has
Yeah,
a
I know.
rage of she has a rage of 9.
Yeah,
he
he
would
wasn't gonna say
fucking
anything.
know. Yeah.
He would not say anything.
All right. As long as you're okay, nothing happened to you, like I said. You are you are free to do as you want.
Cool. I don't have to worry about looking over my shoulder all the time.
By whatever you want. You know that I mean within reason for somebody your age, right? Even though some of these things are clearly most people wouldn't allow. But you're kind of an exception. Just keep out of trouble is all that I'm asking.
Yeah, I'll keep out of trouble.
Yeah. If you need anything, well,
I'll probably be going out later, but for now I'm just relaxing.
all right. Well, I'm here if you need me.
All right.
Enjoy.
Oh yeah.
I'll let you get back to whatever you're doing. And yeah, I'm guessing I have access to things regarding my primary discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna do lots of reading.
And it's a lot of practicing to get it just right.
Yeah. One thing at a time, but I'm gonna do lots of reading. I want to know all the stuff. Because I'm a creeper. Oh boy. I guess I also need to check on my pets.
They're good. I mean, they're being maintained, Julian.
Make sure they have some blood, keep them happy. Proceed into keeping them my pets. And yeah, I guess that's that. I mean, I could go back to the lab and contact the try to find a microbiologist to look into that stuff.
Yeah.
And feasibly, I could have brought the laptop with me and done it from here too.
Yeah, you could have.
That would be a lot easier than driving back into town.
True.
So yeah, she'll look into that stuff, and then that's really all she can do at this point.
Okay. Well, then we'll call the scene then. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'll probably open up to hang out in a little bit, take a little break here for a minute, and we can go from there. All right, and good night.